This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Thrown under the bus.
No. Always live, always real, always unpredictable.
I'm not okay with that.
It sounded good when I thought.
Log on and join our live conversation.
Yes, I don't like that.
You're 100% right.
DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It is Thursday, August 22nd. I'm here with Stephanie, Tori, Brandon. I am Sam. Let's get right to it. Well, police stopped yet another massacre from happening overnight. A Marriott cook in Long Beach, California, was arrested for allegedly threatening to shoot fellow employees and guests. A co-worker tipped police off. Cops seized firearms, including an assault rifle, high-capacity magazines, hundreds of rounds of ammo and tactical gear. Here's what police said about the suspect.
Suspect Montoya had clear plans, intent, and the means to carry out an act of violence that may have resulted in a mass casualty incident.
I'm starting to think this is a PR move.
And I'm okay with that.
And I'm okay with, but we're starting to see daily the same guns laid out in the same way. A policeman spokesperson speak about it. You know why? It's a push to get the red flag laws working. It's a smart move by the FBI. I think they've thwarted hundreds we've never heard about. All of a sudden, we hear about 28 all the time. Smart move, good PR. It's making us feel better. So all around, great job.
And it's making us feel a lot better, Tori. And I just want everyone in the room, just give a round of applause to our FBI.
Amen.
And our
Amen.
for
taking
doing
it seriously.
Because, taking it seriously and you're saving lives. And you've seen it over the last couple days. People in video game chat rooms. You've seen people who told a friend. You've seen people get in trouble for their social media rants. Now, Tori, I want to ask you, can the FBI, can they go back to something someone said in a chat room or online? Can they go back and arrest this person?
That's interesting.
Anything you put on social media, you have zero reasonable expectation of privacy. Everything.
And I'm okay with that.
And
How do you feel about that being a big proponent of freedom of speech? You're okay with that?
I'm voluntarily putting my stuff out there. I'm not paying for it.
Right.
That stuff has no privacy.
Good.
So I'm okay with it.
I think, I'm really relieved to hear that we're talking about thwarted mass shootings and not the actual mass shootings itself. Well, there are a record number of wildfires in the Amazon rainforest right now. A Brazilian agency says there are almost 73,000 fires this year. That's a shocking 83% more than last year. The fires are so massive, you can see the smoke from space. I was looking at the images from NASA earlier this morning. It's horrific.
This is disgusting, and I want to just rewind into what the prompter, not what you just said, in making out this wildfire. There is not a wild. It is a wildfire, but this is a man-made fire. This isn't like in LA where it's very dry and things can set on fire easily. This is done by the Brazilian government. Why, people might ask? Because they want to create more space for cattle. Again, why? Because meat and beef is the biggest export of that place.
You're right.
We're seeing thousands of animals die. And this rainforest, this isn't just obviously for the Brazilian government. This affects you. This is 20% of the Earth's oxygen comes from this rainforest. This is so serious.
I could hug you right now, Stephanie, because first of all, it's been burning for 3 weeks. We've seen very little media coverage. Thank God here at DBL, we cover it. A lot of celebrities have got involved talking about it, and I love that they're raising awareness, but we've seen very little actionable steps, right? Okay. So not only is Stephanie mentioning the fact that, deforestation for animal agriculture contributes to 70%, even beside this fire yearly, to losing not only, I just want people to understand, not only is it millions of species, but it's indigenous communities. People live there. Real human beings are living there. If you don't care about the animals, if you don't care about the trees, human beings are being burned alive and live there. And it's so important for us to take action, not only with the Brazilian authorities, not only with the UN, get the UN involved, but you can go to places like Greenpeace who have petitions to help protect the Amazon. There's already guardians of the Amazon. You can help protect them with donations. You can help sign the petitions to get the Brazilian government involved. And as Stephanie said, you can eat less meat. Stop supporting an industry that is destroying the Amazon. So,
I didn't know any of that, and I'm thinking education is so important.
That's what's freaking me out, though, is you see the celebrities mentioning the disaster of it, but they're not telling you why it's being caused. cause.
Yeah.
They're not talking about animal agriculture, and they're not giving you actionable steps. So you can go to our Daily Blast Live platforms. We will give you links to those petitions. You can sign the petitions. You can call for action from the Brazilian government, from the UN, and get involved, because we all benefit from the Amazon.
I've learned so much from you this past year, just about what I can be doing to help, you know, and what I shouldn't be doing. So I want to thank you, and I want to thank Stephanie, because before I'd be one of those people who look at you and be like, oh, there she goes crying about the cats again. But after this past year, a light switch has gone off in my head. So
people just don't realize though, Brandon. I know you're saying that, but like, okay, we're talking about this now, but what everyone needs to realize is these are things that are going to affect us and our future generations. Would you rather have a piece of meat, or would you rather breathe? Like, our coral reefs are dying, the Antarctic is melting, Greenland's going to be underwater. Like, it's so serious. You know what they said? What are we doing to our planet?
They said a football field and a half a minute.
But here's what's frustrating is there's been man-made fires burned over there and Bolivia right now, and in Syria. The fires in these forests have been man-made for animal agriculture for so long. This is one of the biggest, so it is calling attention, thank God, and a lot of eyeballs are seeing it and hearing it. But again, we're not talking about the root cause of it. So I'm glad that we are on this show. I'm glad that we can be involved, and I hope that DBL Nation, you get involved too. Please write us in. Let us know what you're thinking. And because we're a global show, if you're in those areas, if you're in Brazil, if you're in Bolivia, please, we want to hear from you. So use the hashtag DBLTake. Moving on, Taylor Swift stopped by Good Morning America today to celebrate her new album, which drops tomorrow. One thing she's excited about is this will be the first album, you guys, that she will own herself. Her old record company owns all her previous work, but that may change. Watch.
You've also said that you're planning on re-recording some of your music. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true, and it's something that I'm very excited about doing because my contract says that starting November 2020, so next year, I can record albums 1 through 5 all over again.
Why is this so important to you?
Because I think that artists deserve to own their work. I just feel very passionately about that.
Now, Tori, fill us in on this. I know she's incredible.
I love her.
She is absolutely incredible. She walks the walk. Tell me now, there's a lot of backstory with Scooter Braun here.
Yeah.
Do you think by her re-recording her albums that will give her the ownership again?
I think for her it will work. It's rarely worked for other artists. They've tried it before. In the 80s, you saw the Four Tops re-recorded some stuff to try and get out from under their contract. Prince has tried to do it exactly. Taylor Swift fans will download it and buy it just for her because she's such an advocate, you know? Here's the deal, though. I gotta be honest. Scooter Braun thing where she said he now owns all my songs and he did it on purpose. Scooter Braun's camp says she knew about it, she's bullying him, and that she could have gotten out of it. So I don't know what to believe. I just want to give that other side.
That's important. Yeah. Because I know that Justin Bieber has gone to bat for Scooter Braun.
Yeah,
he
a lot
posted,
of people.
hey, this is the one narrative that you're hearing from Taylor Swift is not the narrative, and stop bullying Scooter Braun because her fans.
They are right.
I was going to say, how is it? Explain how is bullying? How it's bullying?
Yeah, I'm glad
people
that you
might not
mentioned
understand that.
Yep. Her fans will go to the social media pages. You can go on Scooter Braun's Instagram page today, or his Facebook, or his Twitter, and you'll still see the Swifties. That's what they're called, Taylor Swift's fans. Not all of them are taking it to the degree of harsh language and threatening him, but some are.
Like when the Beehive come after you.
Oh, like when Beyonce's Beehive comes after you. You do not want to be swarmed by her bees.
A bunch of people who need to get a life. And a job.
No, now, if it were true and he did take them from under her, that's a platform I would definitely back her up on. But I'm worried that things aren't exactly the truth.
We don't know for sure. All right. Well, MTV, Brandon, is bringing you another reality show. This one stars The Bachelor's Rachel Lindsay. She helps people track down loved ones who disappeared from their lives by ghosting. In case you're not familiar with that term, ghosting is when a person cuts off all communication with someone with zero warning, zero notice. Here's a sneak peek.
You're gonna get a chance to say everything that you've been wanting to say for the last year.
I just couldn't face you. No, Destiny, please.
I've been in your life how long?
The real reason that I ghosted you is because...
Just give him 1 second.
you can catch really quickly. You can catch back-to-back episodes on September 10th. So is this closure or is this stalking?
It's stalking and it's sad. It's pitiful. You're gonna cry because no one wants to talk to you anymore.
Yes.
Someone doesn't want to talk to you.
Yes.
That's why you're ghosted, because you're too dependent.
Well, first of all, you heard that some of these people were really, so it could be a one-night stand. You're right. It could also be a long-standing friendship, and then all of a sudden you don't hear from your friend anymore, and you want closure.
However, I read a lot of an expose on the show. Not only is it stalking, in my opinion, it's also, you could have been ghosting them for a very specific toxic reason. There could have been abuse in the past.
Right.
This is very invasive and crossing a lot of lines that I'm not comfortable with.
I wonder if the producers will get more involved, though, because if they find out it's toxic, like Tori said, maybe they'll have some ethics.
Well,
I can't
imagine they would.
No, but then maybe it gives the person who was obviously, then the person who ghosted them was maybe felt abused or upset or treated poorly, and maybe it'll give them the chance to say to that person, you know what, you did this to me, I needed time for myself, and then, you know, I'm going to move on now.
What right do they have to go but let's say someone came to me and they're like, we're going to take you because you ghost. What right do they have to drag me in there? I ghosted for a reason.
Yeah, but well, obviously they want to confront that person, otherwise they wouldn't go on the show.
I think it could be cathartic. I'm with Stephanie.
So.
And then maybe they can offer help to that person.
Well, I think, you know, if you're going after someone who you've been abusive to and you want to know why you've been ghosted, you're asking for this. You're asking for this.
Call Dr. Drew.
I know Dr. Drew. Yeah, I can call him for you. Would you like me to?
So some of those people
I can call him. I'll give him a ring.
What are you crying for?
I'll give him a ring for you.
Go get a friend.
She has
Tinder.
DBL is live. Coming up, women in their 40s and 50s face unique challenges. We're talking to the founders of Second Act Women to help you reclaim your power. And you, the viewer, are our fifth host. Women are taking their fight to bare their breasts all the way to the United States Supreme Court. Tori, is that you?
Yeah.
You're just kidding. Your comments on the controversy next.
Don't look good.
Hi, DBL Nation. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today on Daily Blast Live. Kelly Schuberth here with the DBL digital team. I'm tracking all the breaking and trending news for you right now, but please let us know what you think about that fifth host. I know a lot of people have a lot of feelings on that. It's actually called Free the Nipple Movement because women feel they should be able to expose their breasts. So please let us know what you think about that. I'd love to hear. We'll be talking about it in our fifth host segment coming up in just a minute. But let's see what's going on with the host. Hey, host, what's up?
Yes, so this is so important. So her family's from Bolivia. A lot of people don't even know that Bolivia is having their own wildfires, and we say wild, loosely, given that these are man-made fires to create space for cattle farming, for the beef industry. Yeah. So we're forgetting about Bolivia. Everyone's talking about the Amazon. Bolivia is going through their own crisis. How's your family doing, and what are they thinking?
Well, it's all part of the Amazon forest that reaches out, and half of that is also in Bolivia. So half of Bolivia is mountainous, and half of it is Amazon region, and that is on fire, and they have volunteers right now for firefighters. And what they need right now and what they're asking for is people in Bolivia to come collect supplies to help the firefighters. And if you're not in Bolivia, they're asking people to donate money to the
Guardians.
Yeah.
So the Guardians of the Amazon are incredible. And right now, Greenpeace is allowing you to donate to the Guardians of the Amazon. And those Guardians are people that first of all, this is protected land. So a lot of this land, when I say an illegal fire, it is legal to light a small fire to create deforestation, to produce land for cattle and animal agriculture, but not to this extent, and not on protected land where indigenous communities live. These are human beings, and of course, you know how much I love animals and plants and all.
Life. Like here we don't have as big of a Native American population, but there the indigenous population is very much alive and still very strong in their cultures and beliefs, and don't really.
It's their land.
Yeah,
they're
losing their land.
It's unbelievable. So we'll continue the conversation. You can go to Greenpeace, sign the petition to get an investigation going, and then you can also donate at Greenpeace also.
That's the best thing to do right now.
Thank you.
That's what I just wanted to say. Thanks, guys.
Could we have a couple? Welcome back to DBL. It's time for Fifth Host when we talk about what you're talking about. The debate, if women should be free to be topless in public, is back now that it's made its way to the Supreme Court. Fort Collins, Colorado recently lifted its ban on exposed breasts in public. Now a group of women from New Hampshire are taking the Free the Nipple movement to our nation's capital after 3 women were busted for being topless at a beach. So DBL Nation, should women have the right to be topless in public? Please sound off. Take it away, Beelan.
Here we go. Anthony from Facebook says, men can be shirtless in public and no one even bats an eye. Why is there a double standard? You know, I just think it's funny because back in the day, you know, indigenous people, indigenous tribes who didn't have any clothes on were called savages.
Right.
But now everybody wants to be naked.
Okay.
Fair point, I think.
Yep.
Jackie from Facebook says, I get the desire to be free and equal, but my fear are the predators and perverts that being topless will attract. Jackie, great point. But this is the thing. Whenever you do something new, it's always going to cause problems. When segregation was over, it wasn't easy to move into a desegregated neighborhood. When women first got the vote, there were people that were really angry about it. So there's always going to be a turnover during the first 5-10 years. But come on, this is the essence of a double standard. Free that nipple.
Ooh, T. Okay.
Wait.
T is in Tory. T is in Tory.
Oh, look at you.
No, actually, it was just me, T's and Tory.
Okay.
Wade from Facebook says, yes, most definitely, if under the age of 35. Wait, what?
What?
If under the age of 35 and fit and over 18. Wait, I had to reread that. Wade, how dare you? All right, you know what, Wade? You know what, Wade? I now expect you to send a picture of yourself in topless, and I expect there to be a six-pack for that comment. If you are not in the best shape ever, shame on you. And I guarantee you're probably not, lad. So, obviously, in Europe, this is very normal. Not obviously, well, Brandon's a little like, I'm mad. That is so
in
bad.
Europe, this is normal, right?
In Europe, this is normal. Like, you can go to the beach and you're topless. Like, I grew up with that. Like, my mum, me, my sister, it's normal. No one
here
cares
they
less.
would, Steph.
Like, if you're in the city and you're wandering around with your top off, yes. But if you're, like, in a public park and you're sunbathing, or if you're at the beach, it's really no big deal.
Love it. Love it. Dana from Facebook says the more people are exposed to topless women, the less sexualized it will become. I agree, Dana. We sexualize breasts. We're okay with sexualizing breasts, and then we freak out if a woman wants to sunbathe nude. If a woman wants to breastfeed her child in public, we freak out. But I almost feel like we're almost too deep here in America. I know that if Free the Nipple became a thing, women would be gawked at, women would be judged, but I know that's how protests happen.
Right, I feel like it would normalize.
Eventually, we hope.
All right, Rochelle from Facebook says, if they want and need attention, why not? Ooh, that was to you, Stephanie. Get her.
That is not okay. So, Rochelle, what happened to women sticking together? Are you seriously going to pull down other women for the fact that it's hot and they want to sunbathe and not get tan lines or just feel free in themselves?
It's hot. It's hot. It's like 100 degrees in Colorado.
Dude, July was the hottest record on month.
I know.
If they want and need attention, I'm sorry, just think that those kinds of words are very dangerous. And if you say that around your sons and young men, you are asking for your friends and family and other women to be victimized. Be careful with what you say.
I completely agree.
God, Stephanie Jones.
I agree.
Yep. Love this woman. Coming up on DBL, we have a story about why you should never underestimate women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond. Don't miss it when DBL returns.
So Kelly, how do you feel about this? Obviously,
you're bringing me into this break?
I don't want to mansplain, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, as a man, I can look at
I'll tell you how I feel.
Okay,
I got into an argument with one of our gentlemen in here. I am for Free the Nipple. I think a woman should be allowed to expose herself if she wants. There's a double standard.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm going to go out and be like,
quadruple
woo,
standard,
let's
you know
go.
what I'm saying?
Okay, but question.
I do think I should be able to if I want to.
But question, because some of our viewers wrote in, and there are people who think like this, like they feel as though you're putting yourself at risk for the perverts out there.
And that's fair, and I think that's
fair.
smart.
Hold on. But trying to say that, if we free the nipple, it's not going to be so over-sexualized. Yes, it is. There are people out there who have a disease.
No, you're
and
right.
They're going to look and they're going to think bad thoughts.
If those creepy people, they're going to be able to do that without.
There always be those people.
being out.
But also, just notice when anything changes, people are going to be like, well, they'll be perverts. They'll be that.
Of
They'll always be
course,
that.
of
But
course,
then
there's always gonna be that.
5-10 years, it becomes the norm.
I mean, what about South Beach in
I don't
Miami?
think so.
Have you ever taken your top off in South Beach in Miami?
Yes.
I have.
Well, we're
France and
talking
Italy.
about-
In Europe? Yep.
We're talking
What's
about
the
just
difference?
walking around.
What's the difference?
I'm just, look, like, I'm
If
not
a
trying
man
to get
can walk
into
around
it.
on the beach with no shirt on, why can't a woman?
Now, here's the deal. I wouldn't do it.
sections.
I wouldn't do it.
I'm not saying I would either. Not at this point.
You're trying to free the nipple for it.
Because I'm a woman and I should be able to free the nipple if
If you
I
want to,
to.
Sam, I don't want to do that because my husband wouldn't want me
Well,
to do
because
that.
you're on TV, we're on
So you're not
TV, we
gonna
wouldn't do
because
that
a
right
man is
now.
telling you
Because
not
I
to do it.
choose to
But
respect
you're
my husband.
saying
What
that-
does he
but
say?
you're saying-
Welcome back to DBL. Society calls it a midlife crisis, but Barbara Brooks and Guadalupe Hurt call it a quest to reclaim yourself. Here's their emotional story about how they were aged out of their careers and started Second Act Women, an organization helping women as they age. Enjoy.
My name is Barbara Brooks, and I am a proud 52-year-old.
My name is Guadalupe Hurt. I am 46.
I'm an award-winning marketing director, and suddenly I was out of a job.
After 24 years of doing public relations and having a steady gig, I found myself back on the resume grind.
I never knew that age would be something, that age would stand in my way, and sure enough, it did.
I would say after, 30, 40 resumes that I had sent out, you can imagine that you start to feel crappy about yourself.
But I'm going on all these interviews and I'm walking out killing it. I know I'm killing it, and I'm not getting the calls back. It made me feel like I wasn't worth a darn.
But I refused to live in that negative space. I refused to let other people define my abilities.
Women 40 and 50 plus, there are many challenges that we face collectively.
So I've got news for you. We are here to break the glass ceiling. Enough is enough.
Wait a minute, I am good at connecting people and marketing and public relations, and I am good at building brands and strategy, and I listened to quite a few people who said you should just do your own thing. I pulled the idea off the shelf, was going to do a women's business event, and so I started up a marketing and public relations company, Second Act. Lupe and I joined forces.
It just clicked for me that I had found my next passion project, helping these women not feel the same way that I was feeling when I was submitting those resumes. I am the daughter of 2 immigrants, and I am completely proud of everything that they've done for us. This is our place. This is our home. We have a lot to freaking contribute. But people sometimes just don't even give us that fighting chance, especially as we age.
40 is the new 40. 50 is the new 50, 60 is the new 60. This is what we look like. We feel more confident than we ever have in our life. We know that we can design our own lives. It's just a matter of how. And Second Act really is the second phase of your life.
I want women to feel like, you know what? I don't have to prove anything to anybody else but to myself, because I'm pretty badass. And so are you.
Lupe and Barbara, thank you both so much for sharing your super powerful stories. I know that it resonates so much with our DBL Nation. Where can they find more information about your program?
Yes, they can go to secondactwomen.com. That's where they can find a community just like you.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing again.
Thank you.
I got to tell you, Barbara, I've known you for a decade, and you've always been badass.
Thank you.
You too, girl. You too, girl. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Honey is a kitchen staple, but a lot of us aren't using it till its full potential. Buying honey locally can actually help clear your allergies. So, we're here at B Squared to learn about its many health benefits. Beth, the things I do for DBL Nation. But we're here to learn. So, what are some of the health benefits with honey?
Honey is like the original superfood. Honey is an antifungal, antibacterial, antiviral, and a natural humectant. It's been around for forever, so it's the only food that's actually without a shelf life. If honey is for allergies, pollen is like warp speed for allergies because you actually are ingesting your allergen. So bees go in a 2.5-mile radius from their location. Essentially, consuming honey from local beehives is like consuming an anti-venom. It gives you minute amounts of the pollen that you're allergic to and raises your tolerance level for that pollen.
How should one take it? Do we take it by the spoonful or do we just douse it in our
By
meals?
the quart.
Yeah. Especially if you're buying it locally,
That's right?
Yeah.
The recommendation is a tablespoon in the morning and a tablespoon in the evening. Okay, there's that. Okay, over your head, senor.
Oh, snap.
Okay, cool.
It's getting real.
A bee makes 1/12 of a teaspoon of honey in its entire life. It takes 2 million flowers to create a pound of honey.
Wow.
Okay, so see this big fat bee right here?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a drone. Those are boys. The rest of them are all girls.
Oh, wow. I like that type of party.
There you go. That's right. So do they.
How come they're just chillaxing?
Because bees are busy.
And for more ways to rest easy, call So Clean at 1-800-619-4147.
This is B London with the Jive from the Hive, and we just got the buzz on local honey.
Welcome back to DBL. Divers have returned to the Titanic 107 years since the ship sank south of Newfoundland, Canada in 1912. New video of the shipwreck shows the bow of the famous ship, revealing the continued corrosion of the doomed vessel, but some are saying it looks a lot like past footage.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed by it.
Yes.
Really? I am.
Of course.
There's footage of it already.
It doesn't matter. I want to see how much did it erode, how much did it not erode. Like, I care. I don't know why, but I care.
There's a fascination with that boat. There is, and it's still going.
I was just going to say, if you look, obviously, like coral and marine and animal life really feed off this. And look, in over 107 years, how little has actually grown. So that just goes to show how.
That's like if I refound Chester Copper Potts'
You'd expect so much
treasure.
more life there, but
This doesn't fascinate you?
Nah.
What?
Because we've seen it. Where's the Santa Maria? Like, let's find stuff that was like ships that we haven't seen before. Let's go to planets we haven't been to. We've been to the moon. Let's go somewhere else. No, I'm a hater. Am I a hater? Am I a hater?
Are you a hater?
Am I a hater?
I'm on board. I'm on. Yeah. Okay. Little boop action for Thursday. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.